The Plotcast Podcast with the Potty Plotters.
Hello and welcome back to the Potty Plotters Plotcast Podcast. This is episode 48 and I'm Julia.
And I'm Elaine. I am.
You are?
You're looking at me like, what? No, I am.
God help us if there was two of you.
Although, no word of a lie, actually, now you said that. Somebody said that they had met my doppelganger, yes, in a local city only a couple of days ago. Really? Tapped them on the shoulder thinking it was me. Thank goodness. Thank goodness that's all they did. I just thought I'd say. So, yes, actually, there could well be two of me. Interesting. Right, move on. What?
Okay, right. So it's your turn to do that.
Oh, all right then. Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this now. Right, Facebook, Instagram and X at Potty Plotters. Okay, no round of applause. Okay.
No.
So TikTok at The Potty Plotters. Email us naughtycorner@pottyplotters.uk and check out our website, and people are, I can tell you that, Julia, and that's simply pottyplotters.uk.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly.
Well,
And
well
not
done.
double okay, just okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No, okay. Just say right, moving on.
Right, we're going to move on now, Elaine.
Okay, then.
So this is the last real recording of 2023. When you say real recording, are the rest pretend recordings?
No, it's where we're putting stuff together rather than going back over things that we have already spoken about or other people have spoken about to us.
We're putting things to... What kind of
When
things?
I say we, it's the royal we, it's Gareth. I'm pointing at him because it's him, not us. He'll do it.
And what's he going to do?
Put stuff together. It's like Christmas, Julia. Sellotape it all together and it all works.
Is it a montage?
Yeah, a montage. Look at you. Right, yeah, no, I think so. I'm not sure. What is it, Gareth?
Best bits.
Oh,
Best
fine.
bits.
Best bits, thank you very much. That's what it's going to be then, Julia.
Okay.
The Plotcast Podcast with the Potty Plotters.
Now for something completely different.
Who used to say that?
Now for something completely different. Don't know.
We're looking at Gareth as if... No, he's just shaking his head, but somebody used to.
If anyone can remember who said that once upon a time, please let us know.
Yes, by getting in touch with us. And people have.
Yes, they have. So we've had Jean get in touch with us about her slippery slabs.
Yes. And she says, thank you for your kind reply about the slippery slabs. I have now had someone to jet wash them and they seem so much better now. But we'll try the wet and forget you suggested and we'll try that next time. Thanks very much. Well done, Jean. And the good thing is that we know that will work and wet and forget will as well.
Yeah,
fantastic.
No, that's good. And we've also had one from Keith Sandal and it says, at last, my big one has gone brown, so I've had to cut it off. I will do what you said and peel it back and get the seeds out. You're chuckling away. What is he talking about?
I am. He's on about a loofah.
Okay.
And a long time ago, we went over to his gardening club, and if you recall, I gave him a load of loofah seeds.
When you say gave them, you actually forced
I made them have them. Yeah. And now he had a loofah plant, and he grew everything, and he's done according to what we have said. And then, if you recall, he sent us an email with the heading, I've got a big one.
Yeah.
Which made us sort of sit
nervous.
back, Julia.
It made us nervous. Let's be honest. We got an email with a photo attachment saying, I've got a big one. We were quite nervous. We sat there for quite a while as to whether we should open that, didn't we?
Indeed. But you did, and it was from Keith. And he showed us a beautiful photograph of his loofah that he'd grown. And this is the update. So now his has gone brown, and he has cut it off like we've suggested. And the great thing is that I think that he'll probably end up with a real loofah for Christmas, whether he gives it away, I don't know, or whether or not he gives all the seeds away. That's the kind of thing that we would do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's safety, isn't it?
Well done,
thanks, Keith.
Yeah, well done. And we've also had one from Heather Set Pottager on Instagram thingy. What's it?
Yeah. What's that all about? Anyway.
Hi, thanks for your podcast. Oh, thank you. Your banter does make me smile. I will do the pea shoots with the chocolates I've just finished.
Brilliant.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done eating a tub of chocolates.
Yeah.
I broke the rules and took salvia cuttings late in the season, but they worked. I appreciate it's not a vegetable, but they are my hubby's favourite, so I have to grow a raised bed full of them next year to fulfil his salvia visual appetite.
And she sent a photograph. It's funny what we have to do for husbands, isn't it, to keep them happy? I just have to be out of the house generally, and that keeps him happy. What are you nodding for? Gareth is actually nodding while that was being said. How rude.
Well done on the salvia cuttings. The salvia cuttings.
Yeah.
And I also did a salvia cutting just before we kind of could get on the allotment site. It's been under snow, underwater, but I have done salvia cuttings myself and they've worked quite well. So snap and well done.
And then we've had one from Riandy Brewer, I think that's how you say it, from Sheffield, who sent a photograph of, well, I think it's dead funny. It's actually of a shopping trolley.
Yeah.
But then she goes on to say, this trolley was outside my flat and I was inspired by your podcast about planting a wheelbarrow up. I used soil someone was giving away for free on Facebook, and cardboard the builders had put in their bin. Thanks for the idea. Now, she's sent a photograph and it's dead good. Have you seen it?
I have seen it, yeah.
I thought that was really clever.
It is really clever, and I think, if it was just knocking around, don't you think that's perfect? You can take it with you if you move house, take it with you, but also it means no bending down.
Yeah. It was really clever, and I loved it, because what she's done is copy our meal barra, when actually what she's done is use the trolley. We ought to think of a word for that, but I'm not sure. But I'm not advocating a meal trolley. That was really very brilliant. Thanks, Gareth. Anyway, so we're not advocating that everybody's nicking all the supermarket trolleys, but what a great idea if it's been dumped.
And if you see one lying around, that's like wheelbarrows. If you see one lying around, have it.
Then we've had another one in from Stacey Robinson.
A lovely comment, and she said, loved listening to the episode.
Oh, you see.
That's nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all we wanted.
Contact the Potty Plotters anytime on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Potty Plotters, or email naughtycorner@pottyplotters.uk.
You've been wrapping your presents, have you, Elaine?
Yes, I've been wrapping presents, and this is a reminder that you don't have to go out and buy loads of wrapping paper, Julia. All that you need is your old seed catalogues or gardening magazines. Now then, what I do is I keep them, drives my husband mad, but I keep them and I use that as wrapping paper. Now then, when you know that somebody has a penchant, that's French, I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, somebody who likes a particular thing, such as you with compost.
Yes.
I would actually go through the magazines, find things all around compost, and wrap your present in that paper. That's what I do. So it's not newspaper, it's not as messy, because most of them are glossy, but it's a great way of recycling. So that's what I actually do with my old magazines and seed catalogues.
That's very clever. I shall look out for something suitable for you. Rob Smith, maybe?
What, all of him?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
I'll try and wrap him up for you. Thanks. So the lovely Rob Smith that we spoke to earlier on in the season, you've got a little bit of a thing, haven't you?
I do like him, I can't help but be naughty wherever he is.
Yes.
So,
okay.
Sorry, Rob, but he brings out the naughtiness in me, as most people do, don't
Everybody
they, Gareth?
does, yeah. Yeah.
Hints and tips for shortcuts to success. The Potty Plotters Plotcast.
Flowers in the house, Julia, that are off the plot.
At this time of year.
Yeah, and I wanted to just quickly talk about this because some people think there's nothing for the house at this time of year, but there is. And as you will notice, since we are in my house at the moment...
Yes.
Don't look round like you can't see it. What are they?
they're the beautiful alliums that the seed heads that we saved. And I have to say, it does look magnificent in that beautiful... terracotta jug, is that what it is?
No, it's a Denby. It's a Denby jug.
Posh,
yeah. No, it was on Free Cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Free Cycle?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I know.
You are
I had to
joking.
meet a woman in a car park. It's not very good, is it, doing all that kind of stuff? But, yeah, that's what I did.
That's amazing for free. But
Thank you.
actually, the alliums look brilliant.
And I haven't sprayed them,
No.
nothing. All I've done is I cut them when, it was early in the season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cut them, dried them, and that's it. You
Yeah.
can spray them if you want to, but I've not.
No.
I've got some other ones as well in the other room, just indicating that we have got 2 rooms down here.
Okay.
But do you want me to go and fetch them?
No, stay there a minute. But what I am going to talk to you about is we went to see the lovely Jonathan Mosley at the weekend to watch one of his demonstrations. And wasn't it wonderful? Not only did he make a traditional Christmas wreath, but he showed different ways of using things out of the garden at this time of year to bring a bit of colour and a bit of greenery into the house. And it was just fascinating, the things that I would have just left in the garden, but he was out there and fetching. Where are you going?
I'm just going here. I can hear you still because I'm just going in through here, because what I did as well was...
Did you rub something?
No, I haven't robbed it.
Oh, look!
Now they are quite simply poppy heads, dried heads of other stuff, and
I'm going to take a picture of this.
you really?
Yeah.
While we're live on air.
While we're live on air, so people can
Really?
see what you're talking about. There you go.
There you go. And that is just quite simply dried heads that we've grown of the plants during the year.
Yeah.
There
They
you
are
go.
beautiful, Elaine, I have to say. But I was talking about greenery, and there's not very much green.
I can paint them green if you want to. I'm putting them back now. Come on. They're scabious, they are.
Are they?
Yeah, when you say that you've got scabious, some people think it's a disease. But it's not. It's scabious ping pong, and it's specifically for the dried heads. They're beautiful. Right, I've sat back down again.
Okay.
Twisted hazel. You could
Don't.
also use twisted hazel, and sticks generally just look so nice.
Yeah.
So you can spray them, but you don't have to.
No.
But as you say about Jonathan, what he did was he intermingled some of the sticks, some of the dogwood, etc., and just put it all together with some lovely lilies,
Yeah.
and just leave it be.
Yeah. And he'd got
Scrumptious.
lots of berries, hadn't he? He'd got
He had,
loads
yeah.
of berries, which I've noticed this year there's an awful lot more berries around. And isn't there a kind of saying that says if you get lots of berries in the winter, you're in for a hard frost and cold time? And of course, we've already had snow, haven't we, Elaine?
Yeah, and it could well be that we're going to get a lot more, but it is nice just to bring a bit of colour into the house. You don't have to go to any expense. But the good thing is, Julia, I've got loads, so if you want some, you can have some when you go home.
Thanks.
Just thought I'd share.
I don't think you need any more colour in this house. You're colourful enough.
Oh, at you.
Yeah.
If you'd like Elaine and Julia to come to a talk for your group, get in touch. naughtycorner@pottyplotters.uk.
Right, next. So,
What to buy the gardeners and allotmenteers in your life.
right, all I'm going to say is to anybody listening out there, one size does not fit all.
No.
I know that we've mentioned it many times before when we've gone out on our talks, and we've proved it by getting a pair of my tights out.
Yes.
My tights fit me. My tights do not fit you, other than as a body warmer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So think about the gifts that you're giving as to whether they will fit that person, because it is nice to actually get tools, isn't it? But if it's the wrong size, or if you've got gloves that, like me, they turn out like clown's hands, really, like builders' gloves, they're no good to you. So think about the person that you're giving them to. Even things like secateurs, you can get ones for people with small hands, you can get them for people left-handed, and that's really important. Of course, our favourite gift that we've ever had was our sharpener for our secateurs, and for under about 15 quid, I think it's a bargain for anyone. I mean, the amount of secateurs that we sharpened at that workshop, because people always have blunt secateurs, it is a really good gift. And I'll tell you something that I've bought myself, which I think is a nice gift and perhaps something to think about for people, is I've bought something called an aula. Have you heard of them, Elaine?
No.
So they're like a little terracotta pot with almost a cork stopper in the top of it, and you bury them in with your plants, and they are like a water vessel that you plant with your plants in the ground, and then because you've put the water in there in the ground, it slowly releases the water. So they're meant to be much better water saving and environmentally friendly. So I bought myself one for Christmas. I can't say on air what I bought you. That's the problem. But I bought myself one of them, and I think that's really good. Looking at climate change and actually how often you can get down and water things, I think that might be quite a nice gift for someone.
Well, I was looking yesterday at gifts and I saw something and I thought, well, that's a bit ridiculous. And it was 10 terracotta pots
Yes.
in like a tray,
Yes.
but they'd not got any holes in their bottom. And I thought, well, what numpty is going to buy these? And then I read what it actually said. And it said, because it's terracotta, you don't need holes in the bottom, because what will naturally happen is any excess water will seep through the terracotta, and so you don't need to have those holes. And I sat there and I thought, I'd never thought about that before. I don't think about lots of things, but there you go.
The Plotcast Podcast with the Potty Plotters.
Now slugs. Elaine. Slugs and snails, probably the bane of most allotmenteers and gardeners' life, really. So there's been a new study done by Harper Adams scientists who are looking at different ways of controlling slugs. Have you read all about this?
I did read all about it, and it is quite fascinating. Now, anything that's new, I like to know about, but obviously we can't keep up with everything. But what I would say is that it's quite fascinating, the way that they're going to do it. Now, we haven't got time in our podcast to talk about all the ins and outs of it all, but I think that we all should get involved. So anybody who's listening to this, I think they should get onto their website and have a look what they're up to. Now, I say that because in this day and age, Julia, we do try to be kind to creatures, but we do hate slugs. It is one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we do usually use nematodes.
Yes.
And that obviously keeps the slugs on our allotments under control. But what about the way that they're looking at controlling these slugs? It's all a bit peculiar, isn't it?
Didn't you think it was funny? Because they actually have been putting trackers onto the slugs.
See?
Now, how on earth you actually attach them, I have no idea. It's just a...
I don't know, but I'd like to have been involved in it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think it'd kind of just slip off, wouldn't you? Because they're very slimy. So how do you get a tracker on a slug?
Well, you see, that is a Christmas question, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you get a tracker on a Christmas slug?
It's like a cracker tracker. No, but the slugs that they were tracking, some of them went missing for a while, didn't they?
Until they came back.
And then they all gathered together in one place.
And that really sounds to me a bit David Attenborough-ish, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, why don't they make a little programme all about it? But I suppose they will, won't they, something?
Yeah, I can tell you where they all gather. They all gather under the tubs, don't they?
Yes.
That's where they all gather.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, or wherever there's wood. They do like a bit of wood, don't they? But if you want to know more, how do they actually find out about them? Which did make us laugh.
Yeah. Well, they can get in contact by having a look at the website, which is slimers.co.uk. Not slimmers. That's a different thing altogether. Right. It's one M. It's slimers.
Slimers.co.uk. It's not an address you'd want, is it?
No. Are you going to post them, some of yours?
I wonder how.
I mean, is that allowed through the post office?
I don't know. Let's get in touch with them and find out more for next time. That'd be funny.
Yes.
You know, they always ask you. Yeah. But they always ask you, don't they? How much is it worth, and what have you got in that box?
Got them Class A slugs.
That's it then, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we've got a few thank yous to say, though, haven't we?
Okay.
So we want to thank Nemesis and Nemeslug for nominating this podcast as a top one to listen to. Yay!
Do my own round of applause, because we keep mentioning it. We're not getting any, are we?
And we also want to thank the BBC's Dean Jackson, as we were his podcast of the week. But most of all, we want to thank you for listening to our nonsense. And we absolutely love it when you get in touch, because, well, we just love it, don't we?
Well, we do, yeah, because you don't know where people are from and they write such funny things. They're worse than us, actually, a lot of folk out there, aren't they? But what? Gareth reeled when I said that. That's not very good, is it?
No.
But they are funny, some of these folks that get in touch, aren't they?
Yeah, and perhaps you're there and you're thinking nobody else gets you. Well, we do. We do. And we've made it into a podcast. So come on, share your stories with us. Ask us a question. Send us your photos. We just love it.
Especially if it's a big one. Next time, what we're going to be doing?
Well, we're going to be catching up on the best bits.
Okay, so these best bits, how long is this next podcast going to be if it's the best bits, Julia?
It'll be very short, won't it?
We're not sort of thinking that we'll be making mince pies and Christmas puddings while it's on in the background then?
We ought to make it very festive, didn't we? We ought to do something.
Yeah, no pressure, Gareth, but if we can make it festive so that we can make a mince pie or even eat one while it's on.
I was just thinking, Gareth, can Elaine sing on it? No, he's shaking his head. We're in charge, though, I think.
OK, let's slip one in. Do you know how to cut and paste?
I can hang wallpaper if that's what you're talking about.
We'll leave it at that.
The Plotcast Podcast with the Potty Plotters is an Amberland Media production.